stop, drop, and listen. I'm Magda, and you've just arrived at your final destination. If it's raw, real, and unedited, I like it. Live from the bottom of my heart, this podcast is everything you've never expected. I'm going to sign my name across the airwaves by daring to be different. Muchos arigatos. I got him. I got my favorite sponsor. They're all my favorite sponsor, but this one's open for life. I'm so fresh to death. Here in the 305, there's a place called Jugo Fresh, where we drink mad juice. They've got the right medicina for you. It's where the vida is. Homegrown, local love, community members, and just downright outrageous. They're paddleboarders, they're yogis, they're very LA, very New York, and now they're my sponsors with various locations throughout South Florida. www.jugofresh.com. They're open for life. Botox, Juvederm, Dysport, surgery, diets, pills, gyms. What do we pick to look the you love? What do we use? What do we buy? What do we ingest? Do you want to live and look and feel the most youthful you possibly can? Do you want to optimize your health, vitality, and your raw beauty potential? Of course. Do you want to do all you can to prevent premature aging, lines, chronic disease, illness? Of course. Are you stressed, fatigued, confused, or just need like a refresh, a reboot, reinvigoration, rejuvenation, everything? Like, let's take it back. Let's take it back in time. If you said yes to any of these questions and want to be the best you possibly can be, then you're on the right channel. You're on the right podcast today. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened today. And boy, I can't believe I'm here right now because this podcast, Forever Young, the topic of the Fountain of Youth, made some funky ripples in my life today. This is something I didn't expect. I'm pleased because it turned me on to something that people really want to know more about. And Dr. Jegasothy will be on in a few minutes, and you're going to understand why for yourself, okay? Because she is a student of the face. She is very sought after, and she once looked at me and said, "Your ponytail's too tight." And I said, "What?" I'm usually in a ponytail. I live in a gym. So I said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, the ponytail is affecting da-da-da-da-da in medical terms." And it was something on my forehead. I thought that was weird. I also thought it was brilliant because what she told me was not medicinal. I didn't ingest any medicine. She did not poison me with an injection. She gave me a tip that would prevent premature aging. And I guess line making. And anytime you use a muscle, it gets stronger. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. And it's easy and it's free and there's no poison involved. That's Dr. Jegasothy. Now, can she inject poison? I'm sure she can. And I'm going to let her tell you more about that when she comes on. I had a woman. Okay, first of all, I was inundated with calls, texts, emails, even telepathic messages I could feel in the air from people that wanted to know more about the podcast, what she would be saying, what she would be doing. I mean, it was overwhelming. I even had a woman call me and tell me that she had already paid to hear the PC, and she was really happy about it. I asked her how much she paid, and she kind of like just stayed quiet. And I said, because all of my podcasts are free. Sponsors pay for it. She wasn't too happy when I told her that. And she quickly said, I got to go, because she had to go and deal with her credit card and canceling and that journey, which is a nightmare. The struggle is real. But the interest in finding out about this, the Fountain of Youth, staying forever young, didn't even allow her to think that this is a free podcast. All of this hoopla just confirms for me why the beauty industry this year alone is reported in the billions. Okay. I thought we were in an economic deficit. Annually, it's in the billions this year in the United States. The secret of staying young is to live honestly, to eat slowly, chew your food, and to lie about your age. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 100% on the honesty part. I really am, because that causes less stress. And when you're stressed, you frown, you're upset, you age. So honesty leads for a less stressful life. Unfortunately, on the eating slow part, yeah, I'm not good at that. But they say if you chew your food 30 times each bite, you do. You age slower. I struggle with that. Now, lying about my age, that's most definitely a no-no for me. I'm really proud of my life and my age, and yeah, lying is just not my bag, and it adds to stress. So we want to eliminate that. My real idea of forever youth, of forever young, is to die young as late as possible. In my post today, to let you know that Dr. J was coming on, I wrote, healthy eating, fitness, and happiness are more my style remedy to youthfulness. There is no person more beautiful than a happy one. So immediately, right now, I'm going to ask you to grab a glass of water, just to listen. Just hold it while you're listening. Sip it. If you have some lemon, lime, squeeze some, and smile. See? You look great already. Eating clean is about balance. It really is. It's the keys to the kingdom. So if you're like really, really rigid with yourself, you're going to end up diving in donuts. It's just a matter of time. But if you predominantly eat fruits, vegetables, fish, eggs, and avoid the fat, rich, and greasy foods, and drink a lot of water, hydration is very important. Coconut water, my fave. Hugo Fresh has the best. You want to look for minerals, fibers, in all the foods you ingest. This helps eliminate the effect of free radicals. Antioxidants are great too. And those are the fists that beat those nasty radicals up. You can find them in teas, strawberries, blueberries, pomegranate. This takes a little planning and prepping, but really, aren't you worth it? It doesn't have to be costly either. You don't have to be, black or white. You can have a little gray. Eating clean for me is about balance. Well, everything is feng shui for me. So fitness, wow, that's my real idol, is a good workout. Regular exercise is great to ensure better energy levels, blood circulation. It's not just this, it also helps reduce stress. People who exercise often look younger. And, that's optimum production of your body. It releases hormones. Yeah, that doesn't suck. I mean, mentally, emotionally, fitness is crucial to relieve stress. You leave your stress on the floor, okay? You punch it out of the bag. You kick it out of the bag. You really don't need a gym membership. It doesn't have to cost. You just need to make a commitment to yourself. You need to get up. You need to show up, and that's all you need to do. It's actually quite easy. For me, it's the easiest thing in the world. And my personal favorite, and this I did write on the post to announce that she was coming on, is happy. Happiness is definitely the greatest paradox in nature. If you have not heard me and Pharrell Are Happy podcast, which is about 4 minutes, take some time and listen to it. It's good. Happiness is good. Find that thing or that person that makes you happy and do it a lot. Okay? Do it a lot, like over and over and over, psycho kind and OCD kind. And that is really, truly a young look. I think before she comes on, I have to announce this. I got a phone call today from someone that had heard the podcast on not smoking anymore. Sorry about that. I promised her, because she's always keeping me abreast of her progress, that I would congratulate her. And that made her really happy. Her name is Ileana Arbesu. This, I guess she's free now 23 days, and she has saved $52.38. She's regained 128 hours of her life, and she has avoided almost 150 cigarettes. She did this because she wanted to live, and I'm really proud of her, and I just wanted to share that with you. And something else I'll be doing on all my podcasts now is so many good things are happening. I'm going to be announcing the song that I'm listening to every day because I think that it's just fun. Why not? Today, my favorite song is Divine Sorrow by Avicii. It's way cool. And it helped me get through preparing for this podcast. I'm a little nervous. I mean, Dr. J, she's heavily decorated. She has a clientele of celebrities. She's located here in Coral Gables. I'll give you the address in the end. I mean, this lady is outrageous. Oh, wait. Divine Sorrow is not only by Avicii, it's also by Wyclef. You don't want to leave them out. This lady has a celebrity client list that anybody would pay money for. But if you met her, you would think she's just your next door neighbor. When you walk into her office, she is with you and you are with her, and that's it. There is no factory. There is no moving and shaking and wait here and go there and none of that. She really is something else. Now, in the future, I'll have other Forever Young. I'm a little intimidated because this lady is something else in every way. I mean, you'll see. You'll see as soon as you talk to her. She's just refreshing. Not only is she talented with her craft, I mean, she owns it. She's a badass, but she's just so sweet. I mean, she really is. She's like a next door neighbor. So if you love Dr. J, she's on everything except for Instagram. She's on Instagram personally, Dr. Manjula. She's on Facebook as Miami Skin Institute. She is on Twitter as Miami Skin Institute. She's located at 135 San Lorenzo Avenue, Penthouse 870, Coral Gables, Florida, 33146. And her phone number is 305-569-0067. So you did hear how on time she is? That's how it is in her office. I mean, you walk in, everyone says, hi. They know exactly who's coming. It's beautiful. I mean, do you get service like this everywhere? No. It's her. And she does the same thing when she's dealing with your preventing of aging, when the surfacing of your skin, the advice on that mole, on that line, on that scar, on vitamin supplements. This lady gives you attention. Yesterday, I had a podcast on attention and how rare that is. That's what apart from she's very talented. Wait till you hear how this lady was educated. She gives you 100% undivided attention. And you know what? That's worth its weight in gold. So yeah, when we talk to her, I'm going to ask her some key questions. The main question is the one that I got bombarded with phone calls about today is, how can one stay looking youthful? This isn't only for men. I mean, for women. Men also have these issues. Men lose hair. Men get acne. And there she is. 1 second. Let's see if it's her or not the other phone call.
Hello, Magda.
Dr. J, the funniest thing happened.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Today, I said to the IT man, what would happen if someone called at the same time the doctor called? And someone called 2 minutes before you called. In any case, welcome, Dr. J.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. How was your day?
My day was busy. The Christmas season, everybody is trying to look good for all their relatives.
I'll bet. First, I wanna know how it is that you know my favorite people, Helga, Sarah, Christy. I mean, those girls are family.
Yeah, they're all so great. You should count yourself to be blessed to have such good friends. They're all so cool. I was among the first in Miami to be doing the work that I do. You know, there weren't that many people injecting Botox or doing laser or doing fillers and all that stuff. So, a lot of your friends are very savvy, and so they kind of know. They started doing those things and learning that, if you do a little bit when you're younger, it looks better later on. You can preserve your looks longer into middle age and even old age. So that's how I came to know them, is because I was one of the first around in Miami doing it, and they're very savvy consumers, and they know who does good work.
Most interesting. Well, when I saw that they were all coming up to celebrate you, I was like, of course, it makes perfect sense. They're wonderful. So,
yeah, they were on your Instagram today, right?
They all came in droves. I got so many phone calls. I was just telling the audience that I got so many phone calls and emails and texts about you today.
Oh, thanks.
It was really, it was heartwarming, but I knew that about you. I knew that was going to happen because I'm your patient, I'm your client, I'm your friend. But I really was impressed with the laundry list of people calling me today. Doc, before we start, I wanted you to tell everyone how and where you were educated. Where did you study? What did you major in?
Absolutely, sure. I was born in Sri Lanka, and my father was actually a fairly well-known academic dermatologist. So I was kind of always groomed to be a dermatologist. That was kind of since I was in junior high, essentially. So I've always worked in the medical field in the summers, and I always worked in his labs and things like that. So that all helped, obviously for my resume. And I went to Harvard undergrad. And when I was there, I studied biological anthropology because I've always liked to travel, and that major kind of gives you the opportunity to travel and to learn about different sort of ancient civilizations and things like that. But there's also a medical edge to it with the whole evolutionary concepts it teaches. So it's kind of a soft pre-med major. So I did that in my pre-med classes, and then my father was on the faculty at Pittsburgh, so I went to University of Pittsburgh for medical school, which was good. I needed to be, I think, around my family when I was in medical school because it requires a lot of studying and not much else. So, like having my mom there to cook food and bring over and things like that, I think made my life a lot easier. I was glad I was in the same town as them. And then after that, Pittsburgh is a lovely place, but it's too small a city for me. So I wanted to live in bigger cities. I did well in medical school and matched at Yale New Haven Hospital for my postgraduate training. So I did my internal medicine there, and then I did my dermatology at Miami. Miami is a top 5 derm program, and once I spent one winter here, I really just couldn't leave. Like how it is right now, everybody, my relatives are all freezing up in Pennsylvania, and we're here, I'm going to the mall and having a good time and not worrying about the weather. It's so nice here. Miami's so nice.
Doc, I was at the beach 2 days ago.
I bet.
Getting a tan, which I shouldn't do because I should not
You shouldn't be admitting that to me on air.
I just realized that I just stuck my foot in it. But if I had a drum set, your education speaks for itself. If I had a drum set, I would start giving you a drum roll right now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've studied a lot. I continue to study all the time. That's another thing. I think all your friends know, your friends who know us both, know that both you and I, we work constantly to better ourselves. Learning is a lifelong process.
That's right. Every day is a lesson. That's
absolutely right.
So I'm going to ask you the question that in many forms I've received it today from both genders, all ages. Oh, one quick question. How old is your youngest client?
I do take care of kids with acne. So I'll see people who are 11 or 12 if for acne. So, but are you asking for my youngest cosmetic client?
Well, no, both. I just wanted to. I remember that you told me when I took my son that you were personally connected to acne treatment.
Yes, because I've always had acne. So, and I got it when I was about 10 or 11. And I was always as I said, my father was a dermatologist, so he'd bring home all these samples of what was, the first glycolic acid and the first salicylic acid and the first acne medicines, really. And I played around with them myself. And so even when at a very young age, I kind of got interested in treating acne by treating myself. And so that's why I see a lot of kids who are, younger than teenagers who are tweens for acne. But then when it comes to cosmetic work, I do believe that if you get laser hair removal done by a proper expert who understands the lasers and the skin types, it's better to actually get hair removal done when you're younger. It's much more effective than when you're older after puberty.
Interesting. I didn't even know you did hair laser removal.
Yeah, now it's become so many people who are not doctors and are really not accredited to run these lasers are doing a lot of that work. But we were the ones, board certified dermatologists are the ones that pioneered laser hair removal.
Yeah, I don't know. I would never trust my hair removal to anyone that wasn't board certified. So, okay. Thanks for letting me know the youngest age. Now, what's the oldest age?
I was just thinking about this lady. I have a patient who's 85 who comes regularly, and she dates men who are in their 60s. She looks great.
She's my idol. She is my idol.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she looks great. And she always tells me, I never sat in the sun. I always used creams even before they became in vogue. And then as soon as Botox and all these things came, I started doing it, but small doses, and I've just always taken care of myself. It's funny because she's a widow, but she goes out with her friends who have husbands, and the husbands make the friends come in and see me because they're like, you should be looking like her.
Oh, that is too funny. Well, she's my idol. I'm just going to say that. I'm not kidding. I have had it's your name and your reputation, but also this topic, it's $1 billion industry. So I'm going to ask you the main question, how can one stay looking youthful?
Okay, the first answer is the one you're not going to like, but you need to minimize your direct sun exposure. That is the best way to stay looking youthful. So even if you like the way a tan looks, self-tanner is much safer than UV radiation. You can go to the beach, you can enjoy your activities outside, but you need to apply your sunscreen every hour and sit under the umbrella whenever possible. So that's number one, and I'm sorry, I know you don't love that one.
I don't love it, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's the truth. And then the rest of it is to do judicious treatments early enough. You need to address a problem at its inception before it becomes like it's obvious to everyone else. We all notice things on our flaws on our own face or our own body long before anybody else notices them. So when you first start seeing something is changing for you, go to a appropriately board certified aesthetic physician and get a consultation and have it taken care of so that it never actually evolves into an issue. And that's the best way. So you want to kind of keep yourself ageless. You address things so that you kind of look the same. My favorite example in Hollywood is Julianne Moore. She doesn't look done, but you can see that she's not had any sun. She's of that fair skin complexion that tends to get old looking. But she's well into her 50s, and she's done judicious Botox, judicious filler. She never got her lips plump too much when that was the fad or any of that. Mm-hmm. And she really hasn't changed in 20 years, and she still gets parts that women that are 15 years younger than her get,
Yeah, she is timeless looking, and she's very fair skinned, and she never looks like she's under the sun. So yeah,
that she's to me the person to be emulated in terms of taking good care of yourself and staying youthful for a very long time.
Dr. J, what do you say about plastic surgery?
I think that plastic surgery definitely has its place. I think that some people don't really have either the resources or the time to be getting, frequent fixes. They want to get something done and not have to worry about it for 5 years. Then that would be sort of the place for plastic surgery. Or, the generation ahead of us, unfortunately, didn't have the access to Botox and fillers and the lasers and the quick fixes that we do. So, they did start sagging and they did start wrinkling, and the minimally invasive procedures weren't just enough for them. So in that situation, too, you'd need to get surgery. And so that's most of it for now. And obviously, if you need large volume liposuction, the body contouring lasers aren't going to be enough. Those kinds of things. Things that require a drastic change is the place for cosmetic surgery.
Do you do body contouring lasers?
I am going to be starting next year.
Okay. When? January 1st?
Yeah, I'm hoping January 1st, if not around the 15th or so.
Great stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm going to be there cheering you on. Trust me.
You don't need it. You're in the gym all the time. You look great.
I am in the gym all the time, and I was just talking about that before you came on. Exercise and fitness is very important. It plays a big role in in staying youthful looking. Before you came on, I congratulated a non-smoker for quitting smoking. I just wanted you to tell us a little bit about the damages of what smoking does to our face.
Absolutely. Smoking and the sun are the two worst things you can do for your skin. The smoking, as you know, is a vasoconstrictor. It constricts the blood vessels, particularly the blood vessels that feed the skin. So if you have chronic constriction of the blood vessels that feed the skin, essentially the skin dies little by little, and over time you get that gray, ashy appearance. You don't have that pink, youthful skin appearance that people who don't smoke have. So it looks gray, it looks ashy, the complexion gets dull, fine lines become more prominent, and the skin just gets lax. You lose collagen. The blood vessels feed the production of collagen, elastin, all the good things that make your skin supple and soft and smooth. And so all of those things are gone.
Well, thank you. I hope that the people that I'm always trying to help quit smoking listen to this podcast and that information coming from you. So, okay, so January 1st, body contouring lasers. What else do you do that I'm not aware of that you might want to tell our subscribers about?
Absolutely. There's a lot of new things. There's a lot of new uses for procedures we've been doing for a while. We've had a basic revolution in tattoo removal where there's a new way of doing the laser that's reduced the number of sessions you have to get from tattoo removal by like 60%. It used to be the average tattoo took 10 laser sessions to remove, and now we can do it in 3 because we're doing it with a special solution that allows us to do multiple passes in the same time. So that's one big thing, is 60% reduction in number of treatments for tattoos. Another big thing I'm doing laser for leg veins. It used to be for a long time that the lasers just weren't adequate to treat leg veins. They'd keep recurring every few months. Now I'm getting results where people have to come and get the laser maybe every 2 years, and that's a lot less painful and a lot less expensive and has a lot less bruising than these classic sclerotherapy or leg vein injections. So that's another big new one. The other thing is, obviously, it's all over the news, is Altera laser. It's basically the closest thing to a neck and facelift without surgery and without any downtime. That laser it's really making a revolution, I'd say, in minimally invasive procedures in terms of lifting the jawline, the neck. Now they have it for lifting sort of the lines and smoothing out the chest and décolleté, as well as doing really brow lifts that are almost surgical type brow lifts. When you get a surgical brow lift for a while, it can look like you're a little bit too surprised. The brows are too high. The Altera achieves this without that surprised look in the initial stages, so that's nice too. And I think the last thing is, when you used to get a cut or some kind of injury to the skin, most doctors would say you have to use silicone gel and wait 6 months before you treat the scar. Now we're treating scars that are less than 1 month old for the first time in the last few months, and we're getting much better results. We're treating scars at the 2 and 3 week mark and basically having them gone by a month or 6 weeks. So if you're getting a surgery, for example, a breast augmentation or anything like that, you should definitely see an aesthetic physician, a board-certified aesthetic physician who specializes in scar management, because I'm seeing a lot of those patients and getting rid of their breast augmentation scars within a month or 2, which is unheard of in the past.
You mean when the scars elevate, the keloid?
Well, even a normal scar, just like what everyone used to tolerate as a scar, just even a flat pink scar or even a flat skin-colored scar, we now can intervene early with both the Fraxel and the V-beam laser and make them virtually invisible. I mean, there's so much we kind of blend them into the normal skin so much that really you wouldn't notice. You could pose for a centerfold.
This is incredible information, Doctor. Incredible information. Okay, well, you've given us a lot of options on how to stay youthful looking and educated us. And I've already given your information out. I'm going to give it one more time. I didn't realize you had a blog.
Yes, I have a few.
No, you don't?
Yeah, I have. Well, I do WordPress, but then I also do on ProfNet, and she gave you the list of all of them. Would you like to hear the list of my blog sites?
I would.
We post weekly. Hold on, let me just get it for you.
I have a blog.
Yeah, I know. What's your platform? The blog.
It's WordPress.
It's WordPress.
It's also, you could just go on my website, and it's also on my Facebook business page out there. I think every Sunday. No matter what, every Sunday I write a blog, and it's an amazing information source. I'm amazed when people walk up to me in restaurants and say, I read your blog. I still can't believe the impact that
No, absolutely. You have such impact. Everybody, you have so many followers. So I have a WordPress blog. I also post on my before and afters on realself.com, which is an aesthetic physician website. And then I do Bubble WS, which is kind of a younger Gen X or millennial blog site. And then I post weekly on Google Plus and ProfNet and LinkedIn.
That's amazing. And the young one is for children or for teenagers?
No, like the millennials, they're calling them, which is teenagers and sort of young 20-somethings.
Millennials. Okay, great. Okay.
I figure my Twitter feed, I always say, is kind of for the millennials. It's a lot of skincare and acne tips and things like that. And I consider it, my nod to, the people who I know can't afford to come and see me, but still deserve, expert dermatologic advice. So my Twitter feed is a little bit different from the post. So I would love it if people followed me on Twitter as well.
Okay, well, now you know. You got to follow her on Twitter, and you got to read her blog, and you got to show up and find out how to remain youthful looking. Well, Dr. J, thank you so much for your time, and I have mad respect for you, not only because you are highly educated, but I need to tell you, the people in your office are not only very competent, they're just fun, nice people.
Thank you so much, Magda. We love you too, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be on your podcast. You're the best.
All right, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye. So there you go. There you have it. Dr. J being like your next door neighbor. So fitness, hydration, stress relief, find that thing, that someone that makes you happy, do it over and over again. Do that person over and over again. Get it? That thing, that person. Youth. It's as easy as putting on a smile. Did you like me? Did you hate me? Tell me why. You can find me at www.atrev-t.com. That means to dare. I dare you to contact me. My phone number is 305-903-7160. I'm on Instagram, REVETE. I'm on Facebook, ATREVETE Inc. I'm incorporated. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. Contact me.